Recently, doctors went to the White House to express their opinions on support of the healthcare reform bill. And they all brought their props, and I want to learn how to communicate this message in a proper manner from the master of communication. So I brought my smock also, and I even brought a stethoscope here, and I've even went a little so far as to bring some bones to show that I'm an RD, which stands for a real doctor. Now, no man has more respect for the patriotism and abilities of the doctors who went to Washington, but different people see the same subject in different lights. So therefore, I hope it's not thought disrespectful if entertaining as I will an opinion that is the opposite of theirs. This is an awful moment for this country. In my opinion, it requires no less an opinion of the difference between freedom and slavery. And so there are those on one side that says the answer to all of our problems is government. The reason we have major crisis in this country is we just haven't had government solve these problems. And today government points their fingers at doctors who are exploiters of the system. We got patients who are taking advantage of doctors, and we've got insurance companies trying to make a profit, and all these factors are causing major crisis in healthcare. And only government can solve these types of problems. Is what their solution is. Why is it that you can make millions of decisions going to the Mall of America? You can make thousands of decisions when you look at a menu to buy food. You can buy from thousands of different types of automobiles. You can buy real estate. There's pretty difficult decision, complicated decisions, buying a house. But when it comes to healthcare, the American people just aren't smart enough to know how to make healthcare decisions. All doctors are crooks, and patients are exploiting the doctors, trying to get care they really don't need, and only all wise bureaucrats can make those types of decisions. So we're told today that the sky will fall if this doesn't pass immediately. So I would like to just share a metaphor I think is more appropriate. The Titanic is sinking, and the administration wants everybody to get on board because next month may be too late. We're here today to send out some lifeboats because, you see, all of us in America are in the same boat. And there's one principle about a boat is you can't sink half of it. We either all live in freedom or servitude. There is no in-between. So that's one of the reasons I'm here. You know, what you do for a living is the picture inside the frame of your life. And we spend a lot of time, money, energy, and effort in building that picture and spending time with the family and building a successful business and earning a living. But the frame around the picture is the free enterprise system that gives you the freedom and opportunity in America to climb as high up that ladder as your ambition will take you. And the moral foundation of our country on which it was founded. Now, if the frame gets destroyed, the picture goes with it. You know, they tell us we're not capable of governing ourselves when it comes to healthcare decisions. If man's not capable of governing himself, how then can he govern others? We're told that we are our brother's keeper. Now, I would remind the administration that the Good Samaritan walked across the street to help the beaten pilgrim. He didn't call a social welfare agency. He did it himself. You know, this country wasn't settled by rich people. They indentured themselves into slavery to get third-class steerage on a sailboat. If you didn't believe like King George, you were tortured, imprisoned, or killed. They came here for religious freedom, basically, but they had a little communist socialist regime where everybody divided everything equal. Most Americans don't realize that 90% of them starved the first 10 years. It wasn't until Governor Bradford read in the scriptures that the parable of the talents, where if you use your talent, the good Lord will give you another one. If you use 5 talents, you get 5 more. If you don't use the talents God gave you, he'll take it away. So Governor Bradford said, I'm going to give everyone a plot of land. Whatever you grow on your own land, you get to keep. What a novel idea, letting people keep the fruits of their labor. Well, the next year they created so much bounty that they fed everybody, and that was the first Thanksgiving, letting people keep the fruits of their labor. Only in America was that principle laid where we let people govern themselves. But our pendulum is swinging the other way today, where we've become an entitlement society. We're told to trust government to solve all our problems and to take care of us. To me, it's kind of like asking the mafia to fight crime. And so they don't have a track record. They tell us they're going to pay for this by eliminating government waste and inefficiency. Can somebody write me letters? There must be books and volumes written on how the government has eliminated waste and inefficiency. I would just like to know just one simple example of where the government has done that. What government program has done that? Ronald Reagan used to say nothing has greater eternal life on earth than a government program. And so they've started a study to study whether we're spending too much money on government studies, and so far the results are inconclusive and more studies are being conducted. So we have to stop and evaluate and look at the total picture here, because there's three things at stake: our life, our liberty, and our freedom. And our health is all at stake. So why is the rush? Absolutely, we have a Congress today that haven't read the stimulus, they haven't read the omnibus, they never read the TARP, they never read any of the trillions and trillions of dollars that they spent, and really it takes too long to print this document and let people read this. So why don't we just print a framework now, and we'll vote on that and really write the document later. And the way things are written, it's all subject to interpretation, so nobody will be accountable for anything. And somehow we're supposed to trust that the government will take care of us. They will pay for it with waste and inefficiency that the government will solve, and cut $500 billion from Medicare, and pay doctors less. We're going to make doctors work twice as hard, make them fill out twice as much paperwork, and then threaten them with fines and imprisonment if their procedures don't comport with government regulations. There's 23,000 pages of Medicare regulations alone. And the only problem is all these programs defy human nature. How many of you get up every morning saying, I can't wait to work 18 hours tomorrow so I can make less and have less? It doesn't work that way. Socialism only works in two places, said Winston Churchill: heaven where they don't need it, and hell where they already have it. Ronald Reagan said if we socialize the Sahara Desert, in 2 years we'd be importing sand, because these policies defy human nature.